Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Julian Grace. Well, we have breaking news this evening. Former President Joe Biden was diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. WRAL's Megan Glova joins us now live in the Live Center. And Megan, what is the former president revealing about his diagnosis?
Julian, right now we know he was diagnosed on Friday after being seen by doctors last week for urinary symptoms, and that is when a prostate nodule was found. Now, like you mentioned, his office does describe this as an aggressive form of cancer, but do say it appears to be hormone sensitive, allowing for effective management despite those cancer cells having spread to the bone. I also want to mention something called a Gleason score. Prostate cancers are given this score on a scale of 1 to 10, measuring how cancerous cells compare to normal cells. We spoke to Dr. Matthew Malowski, a local oncologist, about what Biden's score of 9 means.
And Gleason 9 is considered an aggressive form of the disease. We get concerned when the Gleason score is generally between 8 to 10. And so it's right there.
And as for treatment for this diagnosis, that is still being determined. Biden and his family going over that with his doctors. But Malowski did say prognosis with treatments can be measured in years, possibly with hormone therapy. We have many more details on this up now on WRAL.com.
All right, thanks, Megan. A Lillington family is demanding justice for 5-year-old Asil Stallworth. He was the boy killed after a deadly head-on crash in February along Highway 210. His relatives' plea comes days after authorities charged a man in connection to the deadly wreck. WRAL's Flynn Snyder is live in Harnett County, where he spoke with Stallworth's family. Flynn.
Well, Julian, loved ones came here to Lillington First Baptist Church to remember Asil. It's right near where investigators say the crash happened roughly 3 months ago. Now a 40-year-old man is facing charges in connection to that crash, charged with driving while impaired. A day of remembrance and tribute for the family of 5-year-old Asil Stallworth.
I feel loved, feel appreciated, feel supported.
Stallworth's mother was among the loved ones taking part in a memorial ceremony for the 5-year-old who investigators say was killed in a head-on crash on February 23rd. The memories of her son turning into prayers that justice will be served.
That a life was taken innocently, and it wasn't right.
The event comes days after investigators arrested a man in connection to the deadly crash. Byron Matson faces 8 charges, including felony death by vehicle and driving while impaired. Troopers say 4 cars were involved in the crash that happened along Highway 210. Matson's Ford Expedition was going north when troopers say he sideswiped 2 other cars that were traveling south. He continued north, hitting a 3rd car head-on, killing 5-year-old Asil. The boy's mother and an 8-year-old were also in the car and suffered serious injuries.
I thought a bomb had exploded.
Lillington First Baptist Church pastor Floyd Wicker says he was about to start service when he heard the nearby crash.
We were trying to extract people from the cars, break windows to try to, rescue people from the cars.
He's now calling for added safety measures on the road as Stallworth's family grapples with the 5-year-old's death and the new charges now surfacing nearly 3 months later.
He loved people, and he was willing to learn anything he could learn so he could teach other people. I'm praying that God will let justice be served.
Now, Madison is currently being held on a $130,000 secured bond. He's due in court on Tuesday. We will continue to follow up with the court proceedings. A 16-year-old was shot and killed in Rocky Mount last night. Police say they received a shot spotter notification shortly before 10:30. When officers responded to the scene on Center Street, they found 16-year-old Larry Davis had been shot. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Rocky Mount police say they identified the suspect but are not filing charges at this time. That said, in part, quote, "This was an unfortunate situation between family members, and out of thoughts and prayers are with those affected by this tragic loss." We have a quiet night ahead, but the dry weather won't stick around for long. Meteorologist Amy Wilmoth is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with a look at our next chance for storms. Amy.
Nice and quiet tonight, nice and quiet tomorrow for the most part. Just a slim chance for rain late in the day, but we have a low pressure system with a trailing cold front that will arrive for the middle part of the week. And so our rain chances start to go up Tuesday. We do have a level 1 risk for severe storms Tuesday. And then Tuesday night into Wednesday, that will be our best chance for scattered showers and storms. But look at that. Just as we get into the long holiday weekend for Memorial Day, the rain chances drop off and the temperatures will drop off as well. And I'll talk more about that coming up in about 15 minutes. This is a live look at downtown Raleigh Artsplosure wrapping up. What a beautiful day for that festival. 87 right now. We still have a nice breeze out of the southwest at about 14 miles per hour. Very comfortable outside this evening. Maybe you want to pick an outdoor restaurant to have dinner at. It'll be very comfortable through the evening. We'll be back down into the 70s by 8 o'clock. But I'll have more on the hour-by-hour rain chances for the middle part of the week coming up in just a bit.
Thanks, Amy. 2 days after powerful storms tore through Halifax County, most customers now have their power back on. Now, at the height of the storms, more than 19,000 customers across northeastern North Carolina lost power, a sizable number in Roanoke Rapids. Fortunately, that number dropped below 2,000 by 2 p.m. today and is far lower even tonight. We spoke with Dominion Energy spokesperson Sharice Newsom earlier today. She tells us the damage to the power infrastructure was, quote, catastrophic.
The Roanoke Rapids area alone had about 40 utility poles that were broken because of the storm. Multiple spans of wire down, broken cross arms, and again, a lot of downed trees that were blocking roadways, making it difficult and extend the time for crews to even be able to access those sites.
Newsom says about 240 crews and bucket trucks are working across the service area, helping to restore power. She says hopefully everyone will have the lights back on by 11 o'clock tonight. Well, this is in the same area where we've seen an uptick in recent tornadoes over the past few years. Tomorrow night on WRAL News at 6, North Carolina's Tornado Alley. We'll take a look at the same counties that keep getting hit by storm after storm. Just last week, 3 tornadoes touched down in that area. Find out what's fueling these storms and if they could be getting stronger. That's tomorrow at 6 p.m. Governor Josh Stein is set to announce his second Helene recovery budget proposal. A relief bill signed into law in March, gave $524 million in relief for home building, agricultural recovering, and road repairs. Last month, the state Senate proposed spending an additional $700 million on Helene aid. North Carolina has received $1.4 billion in federal funding. Governor Stein is set to announce his new budget proposal in Rutherford County tomorrow. Former Vice President Mike Pence will be in Raleigh tomorrow. He's headlining a business roundtable on tariffs, tax reforms, and economics. The roundtable is set at 10 a.m. at the Raleigh Marriott Crabtree Valley. A family is recovering after a crash on Interstate 95 in Nash County. The crash was reported at 2:30 this morning near Highway 4 in Rocky Mount. All southbound lanes of I-95 were closed for more than 6 hours. State Highway Patrol says a Volvo tractor trailer rear-ended a Mack truck. Now, the Volvo jackknifed and the cab separated from the trailer. The driver of that car, Marlon Patterson, was charged with failure to reduce speed, driving with a revoked license, and no seatbelt. Patterson, his wife, and his 3-year-old were taken to the hospital as a precaution. May is Foster Care Month, and a Raleigh couple is encouraging more people to follow their path.
I knew from a very young age that I wanted to be involved and to become a foster parent, to be able to give back.
Coming up, we'll have more on this, and they share their why and have a message for people considering becoming foster parents. Plus, big buzz. North Carolina firefighters came to the rescue when millions of bees got stranded on the highway. How they were able to get them on the road and on their way to New York. Welcome back. Being a parent is arguably the most important job anyone can take on, right? And in North Carolina, more than 10,000 children and teens are in the foster care system in need of a stable home. WRAL's Laura Levine explains the urgent push to raise awareness about the state of the system and its impact on lives.
North Carolina's foster care system is at a breaking point, the state facing a critical shortage of foster families.
I knew from a very young age that I wanted to be involved and to become a foster parent, to be able to give back in a way that my grandparents did.
Avery and Victoria Tillman were both inspired through their family upbringings to embrace adoption.
For us, it was a matter of finding the right time, right?
The right time for them came in April 2024 when they became licensed. Dad describing his greatest lessons learned so far.
Patience, because dealing with children and everything before, it's helped, but it's also an eye-opener.
They've had a total of 5 placements in their homes since they began, now currently raising 2 foster children.
They want a sense of normalcy and they want to feel loved and cared for. You know, these kids, a lot of them that are in the foster care system, they have been dealt so many cards in their young lives that they didn't ask for, that they don't deserve to be dealt.
According to state data, there are about 10,500 children in the foster care system and nearly 900 young adults, with only about half of licensed foster homes available. Governor Josh Stein has proclaimed May Foster Care Month, advocates and families hoping to shed light on the need.
So doing the research, making that phone call, you know, if you have even just a slight inkling in your heart that this might be a good fit for you, then making that phone call and getting the information, I think is really important.
Laura Levine, WRAL News in Raleigh.
If you're considering becoming a foster parent, the Tillmans say the state offers plenty of support services. Children in foster care are assigned a social worker who can help answer parents' questions. The children come into care with Medicaid, so dental, vision, and health care are provided by the state. Also, daycare is covered by the state. It's just a question of finding a daycare center that accepts state subsidy vouchers. You can learn more about the foster child adoption by going to this story on WRAL.com. The North Carolina Fire Department is receiving a lot of buzz after an unusual call this week. The Gaston Fire Department was called for assistance when a tractor trailer carrying millions of bees caught a flat tire. That's right. The truck was carrying 130 pallets of beehives. In order for that flat tire to be replaced, firefighters were tasked with calming down the bees, rather. I don't know how you calm them down, but they had to calm them down. They used bursts of water in a fog pattern to cool the hive and calm the bees down. Okay, answered my question right there. No firefighters or bystanders were injured, and the bees were able to continue their journey to New York for the summer. Oh, pretty cool. Just learned a lot right there in that story. Amy, it was a great day today. Beautiful.
It was just wonderful weather as we wrapped up the weekend. We had Got to Be and See, Arts Explosion, lots of outdoor things. We had a wedding here just wrapping up in the gardens. It was gorgeous. 87 is the current temperature in Raleigh, so it's still warm, but we have this nice breeze out of the west to southwest at 14 miles per hour. Feeling pretty comfortable. And temperatures will drop pretty quickly this evening as the sun starts to set. We'll be back in the 70s by about 8 o'clock or so, and then back down into the 60s around midnight tonight. Outside right now, it's 84 degrees in Cary. It's 85 in Garner. 84 in Zebulon, 86 in Clayton. So just pretty warm outside, but the humidity is low and we have that breeze, so it feels comfortable. Enjoy the nice weather while it's here. We do have some more rain on the way, and it's all because of this cold front that's going to move through as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday. That will be our best chance for showers and storms late Tuesday and continuing on and off into Wednesday. But behind the front, a nice treat as we start the holiday weekend. It will feel much cooler with highs back down into the 70s. Now Tuesday, we do have the risk for severe weather. I wanted to point out the Midwest. They had really rough weather late last week, and they have a level 2 and 3 severe threat as we head into Tuesday. For us, it's a level 1 risk for severe storms, so some isolated severe storms possible on Tuesday. We'll have the chance for storms Tuesday night into Wednesday as well. So what we'll have is a warm front that will lift to the north through the day on Tuesday, and by Wednesday, it'll be north of us. It'll be warmer on Wednesday, and we'll have that chance for scattered showers and storms for the first part of the day, thanks to the warm front. And then the cold front's going to swing through the second half of the day. So scattered showers and storms possible in the afternoon and evening. Now, it doesn't look like we have a big severe weather threat on Wednesday, maybe an isolated severe storm or two. But as we start to get closer and get high resolution model data, we'll have a better idea of what's going to happen on Wednesday. For now, just plan for scattered showers and storms. Thursday, rain chances are minimal, but I can't rule out an isolated shower or storm on Thursday, but it's mainly going to stay dry on Thursday. And it will turn cooler as well. We'll be in the mid-80s tomorrow. The normal's 80, 86 for the high on Monday, 82 on Tuesday, 86 Wednesday. So in the 80s for the next few days. But then 77 Thursday, 74 for the high temperature on Friday. So turning cooler for the holiday weekend. Feeling comfortable for the bus ride to school tomorrow for the kids. Temperatures will be in the low to mid 60s under mostly sunny skies in the morning. In the afternoon, it is going to be warm, but it should stay dry. Just a 20% chance for a shower. 86 in Raleigh, 85 in Durham, 89 in Fayetteville. So it is warm, but the humidity also down a little bit as we head into tomorrow as well. Tuesday, we have that chance for a few storms. 82 for the high. We have a level 1 risk for severe storms on Tuesday. Wednesday, we'll have scattered showers and storms, a high of 86. And then Thursday, looking pretty good. Just a 20% chance for rain. 77 for the high, 74 on Friday. It's a holiday weekend and the weather looks great for now. 77 on Saturday and dry, and highs back in the upper 70s on Sunday. Julie.
Thanks, Amy. Pat, the Canes are waiting on their next opponent.
Yeah, they're just 8 wins away now from the Stanley Cup. It's in reach if only they knew who they were playing, right? How the Canes are watching Game 7 between the Leafs and Panthers coming up next.
Now here's Jeff and Renee with a look at what we're working on WRAL News tomorrow morning.
Elizabeth Gardner tracks how long these hot temperatures will stick around and when the next weather maker rolls in. And Ken Smith will have a look at traffic every 10 minutes.
Plus, you may be paying more than the price on the shelf and not even know it. Tomorrow morning, 5 Under Side's Keely Arthur reveals how one of the nation's biggest grocery chains is overcharging customers and what shoppers need to watch for.
Join us tomorrow morning beginning at 4:30.
This is the perk of finishing your series in 5 games. Jalen Chatfield able to sit out skate this morning. Jordan Marnock actually left the ice before I even saw him. Rod Brindamore said nothing to worry about. Rest is way more important than practice at this point. Round 2 schedule came out last night. They know they'll play Tuesday. Who it is remains the question. All eyes on Panthers Maple Leafs Game 7 tonight.
I'm sure we'll all be glued into the game, not just to see who we're playing, but just to see how those teams are doing and what they look like at this stage in the playoffs. So, I watch with my wife. I watch the other games with my wife. She's kind of got a lucky spot on the couch that she watches, our away games. So she sits there, and I think at this point in the playoffs, it's always fun. You have your routines and you have your, your things that you've been doing for, going on 3-4 weeks now, and it's fun.
Remember when we thought the Canes were going to take a step back this season? When we thought they were finished after Mikko Rantanen left at the deadline? Yeah, someone forgot to tell the Canes this wasn't their year. Sometimes championships come when you least expect them. Carolina now 8 wins away. The ultimate prize is in their sights.
Feels awesome, just dreaming about it, to be honest. Just were talking yesterday actually about it. Believe it, if you're going to win the Stanley Cup, just, dreaming about it, and hopefully it's going to happen.
The Canes back in the Eastern Conference Final for the second time in 3 years.
It's experience. You learn from it, whether it's a good experience, bad experience, however you want to look at all that. I think you learn from stuff, and I know this group has. And you hope that, whatever lessons you've learned from that, make you that much better this time around.
After getting swept by Florida 2 years ago, no one is taking this opportunity for granted.
I think everyone's just excited again for another opportunity. It's you don't get here often, and I've been lucky enough to have some good runs early in my career, but this is this is special.
This was supposed to be a rebuilding year, but no step back needed when everyone's a perfect fit.
We're pretty healthy. I think we feel good about how we played in that series and how we can do going forward.
I think from day one of the year, we had this vision of where we want to go, and I think guys have done a real good job staying focused on not getting too far ahead. We know it's still a long way to go. We're halfway to that in terms of the playoffs, so it's just understanding where we want to be, but understanding how you got to get there, and I think that's what we've done a nice job of.
Durham Bulls at Rochester Red Wings. I'm pumped up right now, aren't you? Weather didn't look great there, but Tanner Murray cleared for liftoff. Blast to right center would give Durham the lead. They were up 3-0, but that all got erased in a disastrous 5-run fifth inning. This one hit to the Bermuda Triangle here. Bulls fall 7-5. Duke softball hosting Georgia in the Durham Regional Final. Tie game, bases loaded for Amaya Burgess here in the 6th, and Burgess does just enough. Run scores, Duke takes the lead. Then after tagging in another, it's freshman Haley Schuler. She takes care of business there. The catcher would bobble the throw at home as KK Mathis scores. Duke gets the win 8-1. Julian, they need to beat Georgia one more time tonight to advance to the Super Regional.
I think they're going to do it. Let's do it. All right, thanks, Pat. Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you a little bit later. Have a great evening.